Welcome to the Box Score Sports Podcast.
Okay, let's start with the Atlanta Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons finished 7-10 last year. What was your favorite move they made?
Favorite move is Kirk Cousins. I mean, they needed a huge upgrade at quarterback. That was their weakest position, and they upgraded. I mean, they could have thrown anyone in there and probably would have been an upgrade.
Yeah, I like that one as well. I also like Judon. They just traded for Matthew Judon. He's a great pass rusher. And then they moved on from Arthur Smith. They got Raheem Morris. Now we'll talk about him in a little bit too. I do like when you when you pair up a veteran quarterback with a defensive minded coach, and that's what they did. If it was a young quarterback, I wouldn't have liked the hire as much, but I like it a little better because you're not relying really on him for offense. You're relying on him to take over the defense, and then Kirk Cousins and that offense will do its own thing. So I don't mind the hiring. It wasn't like my favorite hiring, but it makes sense if you pair him with a veteran quarterback.
Well, I like Raheem Morris quite a bit as a head coach. He was a Tampa Bay Buccaneer head coach for a couple of years, and he was just a little young at the time. He was like 32, coaching 34-year-olds, like so it's like but he did pretty decent. They went 10-6 one year. So I think he's a solid head coach. I didn't mind that firing at all. And like you said, it's a veteran quarterback there. So in the end, and I think the system they brought in is a very familiar system on the offensive side, anyways, that Kirk Cousins is familiar with. So that
Right.
helps out a lot. So I love that trade for Judon. I'm just curious. There's that age where most pass rushers fall off, and he's at that age. So well,
Yeah,
like not
32. Yeah. No, he's
30.
32. Yeah.
That's concerned with Judon. That's the only reason why that wasn't my favorite move.
Yeah.
Wasn't like he had to give up much, but still, you know,
No,
there's that.
that's a fair point, I think. Yeah, for sure. Okay, least favorite move?
That was QB in the draft, first round pick. I still am baffled by it. You're in a very winnable division. You could easily, you got a lot of pieces. Draft some help on the defensive side. There wasn't a defensive player taken when they took him. They could have drafted the best edge rusher and still got Judon, and I would love this team a lot more. So I don't understand it. I will never understand it. I get if it works out, then yes, but you're talking about working out 4 to 5 years. And did they even really play Penix Jr. in preseason at all?
You know
But
what? Great question. Let me
because
look.
one of the Bucks things I watched actually talked about Penix Jr. that he played like 1 or 2 series in preseason, and that's it.
Yeah, so
Like,
it looks like he only played like one or two series, 16 total pass attempts.
yeah, what is with that? That that actually is a huge red flag because how concerned are they about Cousins?
Yeah. I agree with you because even I'm looking at who was drafted afterwards. You talked about not one defender was drafted in that spot, so they could have got their choice of defender in the draft. A lot of big names like Turner or Murphy or at two who got the not at two Letu. I'm gonna butcher that name. And or they could have got an offensive lineman help to help keep Cousins upright. So either way, or Roman Oduzier, which is one of the best receivers in the draft, which you could have had another awesome pass catcher next to Drake London. So I agree with you on that being my least favorite move as well. Like you said, the division's very winnable. And if you win this division in the playoffs, anything can happen, right? If you surround your players with the right pieces. The NFC is not a tough conference overall. So to me, that's my least favorite move. I don't like the fact that they went out and got Penix after signing Cousins.
Just
Um,
confused.
I agree. Biggest green flag?
Um, the offense should be better. The
Mhm.
green flag is getting a better quarterback, even if it's Penix, it has to be better than Prater. So like that means their offense should move better. Hopefully, Kyle Pitts is going to be the beneficial of that. He has so much potential. And Kirk Cousins will love. He'll put up numbers. He always does.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that the biggest green flag is just landing a competent QB, right? Like who was their QB last year?
I think Prater or Ritter, Desmond
Ritter,
Ritter.
Ritter,
I don't know what
Ritter.
Crit. Um,
Yeah. Desmond Ritter. And so he just got to play better than Ritter. And I think this is also a green flag for Kyle Pitts, for London, for Bijan Robinson, because he's a veteran quarterback that knows how to get people the football. So yeah, I'm with you. The offense is a big green flag. Red flag.
Injury concerns.
Hmm.
When some of your biggest names is like, Bijan Robinson hasn't done anything to be an injury concern, but he's a running back and he's going to get a heavy workload. They do got Tyler Algier, I want to say it is, as a back, so it's not, and he's a very solid running back also. So, but it's injuries concerns to me. It's you got a lot of people coming off an injury, including Judon, I think. So like you're relying on them to come back at 100%. Or it'll get healthy and then stay healthy, and that's always a big concern in my books.
Yeah, and I'm looking at their depth chart right now on the defensive side, and I don't even know. These guys look like they're on the depth chart, but they're the third string, but they have like four guys on RR already. So
Mhm.
interesting. But yeah, I'm with you on that injury, but specifically you got to keep Kirk Cousins healthy and him being what, a 38-year-old running back. I mean, quarterback, 36-year-old quarterback coming off the injury he had. That's a bit scary, right? And I get that's why, okay, well, we got to get a backup. The backup though is not going to win you. Like if Penix gets in there, you're probably picking high in the draft anyway. So that's why it didn't make a whole lot of sense. But yeah, I'm with you on that. I also have red flag. You like him, which I was going to ask you about because I realized when I looked at his coaching history that Morris was a coach for the Bucks. So I just have, is he good? His career record as a head coach is 21-38. So
When his team was he's a very good motivator. He's not bad on the defensive side. He was a defense coordinator for the Rams for a while, I believe. So he's not he doesn't do a bad job. It still is a concern to me, because he hasn't proved anything yet.
mhm.
Uh, so you got to prove it. That's just the reality of the situation. So until that happens, it's still going to be a question mark at the head coach. But I like Raheem Morris.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. So that sounds good. Yeah, I kind of agree. He's only 47, so there is upside to it. And again, I just like that they paired him, but I think we're gonna find out whether he's really good or not. Okay, fantasy football go-to man. What do you got?
If I could have got him, it'd be Kyle Pitts. I
Oh,
think
okay.
he's going to be a stud this year in that offense. I think Kirk Cousins is going to love him. I think they're going to use him a lot better than Arthur Blank did, and I just that would be my fantasy go-to. Obviously, you could have said Bijan Robinson, but I think Kyle Pitts will be the one you can get a little later in the draft, just a little later, and still get a lot of value for him.
Yeah, I also like uh Drake London. You can, just any pass catcher because I think like Drake London even like Pitts, London, they're gonna have like a lot of fantasy owners a little shook, right? Because if you draft them in the past couple of years, they've kind of like not lived up to their potential. So I'm with you there. Um, as far as Pitts, but I'm gonna throw London in there as well. Okay. Prediction. What do you have the Falcons going?
9-8, second in the division.
Okay, well, you don't have to spoil it.
Well, I just did.
Yeah, you did. I have them 10-6. So
10 weeks.
yeah, that's just one extra win for
The 10-6-1.
no 10. Oh, 10-7. I'm sorry, 10-7. I'm so used to the old way.
Oh no, I wrote down 9-7 just so you know. So I
Yeah,
get it.
fair. Okay, 10-7. I do expect the defense to be better. I just wanted to add, like, so they did get Matthew Judon, and they also brought in Justin Simmons, who is a Pro Bowl safety. So adding those two guys to that defense, I think will help. And I like Morris as a defensive coach. So I think their defense will be a little better than what some people are anticipating. I'm not saying top 10, by the way. I'm just saying better than what most people are anticipating.
I get it. So
Thanks so much for watching this clip of the Box Score Sports podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter or X. And we'll talk to you guys real soon. See ya.